So the first horse we'll see today is number 373 in your catalogue, Island Commander. This is an American-bred horse that's owned by Michael Murphy from Clahaman Stud outside Bunclody in County Wexford. Island Commander stands 16 1.5 hands high, or about 167 centimetres. He's by the Iron Horse, so-called Giant's Causeway, who won 5 Group 1 races in the trot back in the summer of his 3 or 4-year-old career. Giant's Causeway is now a very successful stallion in America, and he was champion stallion there in the years 2009, 10 and 12. The dam of this horse is a mare called Island Escape that was a stakes winner and ran over distances of 7 furlongs and a mile. And her sire was a horse called Pétionville. Island Commander fetched a price of $170,000 as a yearling. He went into training with Jim Bulger but never actually ran, and that is number 373, Island Commander, whose first crop of foals are expected in 2016. The next stallion we look at is number 374, Golden Master. He's a bay horse, now 16 years of age, and he's by the famous Master Imp, who of course was the leading event horse stallion in the World Breeding Championship for sport horses figures for the calendar year 2014. Golden Master is out of a mare called Marianne, who won twice over hurdles, and she in turn was by Prefairy. Sire of the Grand Dam of Golden Master was by Autumn Gold, who won the Croker Cup here over 50 years ago in 1964. This horse, Golden Master, he show jumped as a 4 and a 5-year-old, accumulating about 40 show jumping association points. He has had young horses winning in many show classes here and in England over the past few years, and one of the most topical is the 3-year-old gelding Duckett's Grove, which won his class here yesterday. Golden Master has also sired successful event horses such as BT Cloud9, who's been a very successful horse with Camilla Spears, and horses such as Harbour Master and Ballymurphy Luke, who competes at a top level in eventing in the United States. Next we'll go to number 375. It's owned by John Kerwin from Kilmacthomas in County Waterford, and this is Spirit House, a 17-year-old stallion and a former champion or winner of Croker Cup here back in 2004 when he stood with Paddy Joe Foy. This is an American-bred horse as well. He's by the famous stallion Hansel, who was champion 3-year-old in America in his day, won $3 million on the racetrack and produced the winners of over $12 million, including 12 state races. On the dam side, Spirit House is out of a mare called Ashwood Angel, who was a winner of 2 races, and she herself was by Well Decorated. Spirit House as a racehorse ran 4 times, placing second on his first outing as a 2-year-old, and he was trained in those days by Mark Johnston. He was approved as a stallion back in 2002, and he has 155 foals registered to him up to the end of 2014. He's the sire of Rock Spirit, competing at 3-star level, and he's also the sire of Hill Dancer and several other good eventing horses. Next we go to number 376, is from the Drummerhound Stud at Castleblaney in County Monaghan of Eamon and Gladys McArdle, and this Mr. Big Cat is a Brazilian-bred Thoroughbred stallion, and we've never had one of those, I don't believe, here in Arena 1, the Discover Island Dublin Horse Show before. He's an 11-year-old horse standing a massive 17 hands with 9 inches of bone. He was bred in Brazil, as I said, and his pedigree probably won't mean much to most people around this ringside today, but suffice to say that his sire Tamango won 8 times on the track and was placed 6 times, and his dam had 10 wins and 14 places. And he commenced international eventing in 2010 as a 6-year-old. He was ridden by the Olympic silver medalist Clayton Fredericks of Australia, and he placed initially in events like Barbary Castle and Harad Dupont in France. He was given entry grade approval by Horse Sport Ireland in 2013. He has 40 foals registered to the end of 2014. We then go on to number 377. He's owned by Susan McCarthy from Mealand Stud at Bandon in West Cork. This is horse Aristotle. He's a bay horse, now 18 years of age, standing 16 hands. He was bred by the Orpendale Company at Castlehyde Stud outside Fermoy, part of the Coolmore breeding empire. and he's by their famous champion stallion of yesteryear, Sadler's Wells, who needs no further elaboration from me. On the dam side, he's out of a mare called Flamenco Wave, who was by Desert Wine. The dam came to Ireland and won the Moyglaire Stake as a 2-year-old, a Group 1 race. This horse before you has won races in 4 different countries. He won in Galway, in Ireland obviously, he won in Doncaster in England, he won in Longchamp in France, and then he was exported to Singapore where he won a race as well. This horse, Aristotle, stood 7 seasons in Australia, and he sired the winners of 123 races over jumps and on the flat on that continent. Number 378 comes to us from James Murphy from Lishy-na-Brone, Swinford in County Mayo. This is Near Dock, another bay horse, 14-year-old stallion, standing 169 centimetres. He's a German-bred stallion, and of course nowadays German breeding in the thoroughbred world has become more and more important, especially through the influence of stallions like Monson. He's by Docksider out of a mare called Nightyear, who was by Jarrier, which was a son of the famous Northern Dancer. He was 3 times a winner in Germany, including a listed contest at Baden-Baden, and he was placed 7 times, winning £80,000 sterling, or its equivalent in total, running 19 times in all, and he retired to stud with a rating of 106. He has several representatives here at the show this week, including a filly foal which won her class. He has another yearling which won the yearling championship this morning. He has 102 foals registered to him by the end of 2014. Next up is number 379, Munther. Munther is owned by Kieran O'Gorman from the Brookfield House stud at Clonakilty in West Cork. He's a 2009 born stallion. He stands 16.2 hands high, or 168 centimetres, and he's by Lawman, a son of the great Invincible Spirit. On the dam side, he is also well-bred stallion-wise, given that his dam is by the Prix de l'Arc, the Triumph winner, Rainbow Quest. Munther was approved in 2014. He's said to put quality, bone and athleticism into the various sport horse mares that he has covered in terms of the conformation and movement of their progeny. His offspring have been winning at shows across the country, and he had 3 entries in the show this year, 2 of them in the Breeders' Championship, which just concluded before this parade, one of which placed 5th, catalogue number 388. I'm told that Munther himself possesses a lovely jumping technique and has a great attitude towards that particular discipline. And last but not least, we move on to John Varley, and John is represented here this afternoon by Elusive Emir. This one stands at John's Coolan House stud at Clonbar in County Galway. He was approved in 2014 by Horse Sport Ireland. He's a bay horse, as you can see, and now 11 years of age and standing 16.2 hands high. He's another American-bred stallion and is by Elusive Quality out of a mare called Always in Bloom, which won a race and was placed 4 times, and is herself the dam of 2 winners. And she, in turn, was by the great American thoroughbred stallion Unbridled out of a mare which was the dam of 6 winners, a mare called Evening Primrose. This horse was purchased as a yearling for $300,000 American. Unfortunately, he never ran due to an injury. He produced the All-Ireland Champion Coal Foal at the traditional Irish Horse Association show at Mount Bellew for last year. He has 3 foals qualified for this year's final. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the description of the various horses, the 8 fine bay thoroughbred horses we have on show here today. Just to remind you again that the final will be tomorrow in this ring 1, where they will compete for the award of the Croker Cup, the coveted trophy that is awarded to the champion thoroughbred stallion of the Discover Ireland Dublin Horse Show.